All right, we are back with another Prize Picks video. We're going to be talking NBA. We got 5 games tonight. There is an earlier game going on right now. That's the Thunder and the Nuggets. But we're going to be talking about the games later in the day, so you should have a few hours to get these picks in, or at least think about the picks I'm going to give you. Like always, I'm going to give you guys 6 picks. I give as many out as I can, so you guys can pick and choose and go off the analysis that I say, and also just like your own knowledge of the game. And then if you're also looking for more picks, I did drop a Sunday Night Football video earlier today, so go check that out for 2 more picks that I'm really liking. And if you're new, definitely subscribe to the channel. We've been grinding out content like this, usually, one video, 100% one video a day, usually multiple videos a day, especially with NBA going on now. Definitely going to try to get a video out every single day specifically for NBA. And then we have, NFL, college football, MLB still going on right now. And still kind of learning about hockey, but I want to eventually start doing those as well. So go ahead, subscribe with confidence that you're going to get quality content each and every day. Like the video so more people can see it. And then comment down below if you like one of these picks. If you're tailing, I always like to know. And then if you hate one of these picks or disagree with me, let me know in the comments as well, and we'll have a conversation about why you think that and why I think this way. But before we jump into the board, go over the video picks from last time. We went 3 for 6, and this one I almost talked myself out of taking just because he was going up against Memphis and a team that just traded him. But he ended up staying under for us. Mitchell Robinson and Eric Gordon got over pretty easily for us, so no sweat there. And then some bad, tough misses. Embiid got a block down the stretch with literally 1 minute left in the game to just put him over, so that one hurt. DeRozan, we talked about LaVine being in such a rut to start the season. He goes for 51 points. Another line right here that DeRozan actually got his points line, just couldn't get there with the points, rebounds, and assists. Similar story with Bam. Bam got his points line, but did nothing else. He had 3 rebounds and 2 assists. With no Jimmy Butler, I really thought he would be doing more, especially getting some rebounds as the freaking center on that team. But DeRozan and Bam both hit their points lines, so we kind of had that going for us if you went just for the points. But for the video picks, 3 for 6. So let's try to bounce back from that and jump right into the board here. First up, a lot of these guys, I'm just going to keep it simple, with the 2 guys missing on those points, rebounds, assist line, but hitting their points. Definitely going to try to keep it simple for this video. And we got a lot of big names in this one. And first up, we're going to go to Giannis. Actually going to go an under on here. So we got 6.0 assists. So push potential if he gets that 6 assists. Might be wondering oh, okay, he's playing with Damian Lillard now. He's going to be able to pass the ball to him and get a few more assists that he wouldn't get. It's actually the opposite. Dame obviously had such a good game in his debut. He has the ball in his hands a lot. He dropped, almost 40 points. I think he had 39 in that game. And he's not getting assisted on too many of those. He's very ISO heavy in terms of how he gets to the basket, how he gets, his threes off. And Giannis is more of when he gets the ball, he's going to look to score the ball. So we can see that in his past few games here. Obviously, these are preseason, but not even close to this 6.0 line, really. Also, another caveat of this one, no Chris Middleton, so that is a guy that he might pass to. But I think Dame's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, and yeah, I'm liking Giannis under here as well. So if we go over to Giannis's page real quick, Giannis, and go to his assists. I'll just get to his page right here. Assists. We can see he's gone under in 4 of the. Are we going under? Yeah, 4 of the 10 games. Obviously, the potential to go off for these, 10 plus whatever assist games. But specifically against this team, Atlanta, he's gone under in 1 of 7 games, or 6 of 7 games. I don't know why it's going over here. The money's definitely on the under here. And DVig odds are liking it even a little bit more. So I'm just really liking this Giannis spot for under 6.0. Next up, we're going to go to another under. We got 3 unders and the 3 big names. Chris Paul, 13.5 points. Now, I think Draymond Green is playing this game. So I think he's going to get a little less minutes than he has been getting as a distributor on this team. Draymond Green's obviously a distributor on this team as well. Maybe he gets the same. But even so, I just don't see him getting 14 points. Again, he's going up against a Houston team. They should beat this team, maybe some blowout potential where he's not playing as many minutes. But I saw Wiggins line around 14.5. So I just can't see a line where Chris Paul and Wiggins are scoring the same amount of points. So I'm seeing a discrepancy there and going under for Chris Paul. I will pull up his page and just see if I have any other points there. I don't think we're going to have too much just because obviously Chris Paul's in a new situation here. But in 2023, that's 3-pointers. We want to go to points. This was against Phoenix, obviously the team that he just played for. So a little, playing a little bit more passion. He just got there with 14. And then in terms of his field goals attempts, he shot 15 shots in that one, 12 in this one. And again, with Draymond back on the court, is he passing? Like, is Chris Paul getting assisted on? I don't think so. He's very, he has the ball in his hands. He's usually setting up other people. So 13.5, I mean, that just seems too high to me. And positive EV on the under as well. So just pointing in another good direction. So Chris Paul under here. And then last but not least, we're going to go Embiid and we're going under again. Not his blocks and assists or not his blocks and steals. We're going to go under his 10.5 rebounds, which just sounds crazy just looking at that. But Embiid is a guy that, obviously can grab those boards. He's a huge body, but he's not someone that like goes out and grabs a whole lot of boards consistently. Again, a lot of these are preseason games, but in the 2 games this year, he has been under, and that was against a Milwaukee team, with like 2 big guys in Brook Lopez and Giannis. I think that actually helps when players play big guys. They're going for those rebounds. But yeah, he's been under this in a lot of these games, and really, really liking the matchup here in terms of the under as well. Let's just open up Embiid's page here. Going to his rebounds at under 10.5. You can see the odds are really liking this one as well. Looks like let me just refresh this. It takes a little bit, but the odds are really liking this as well. It just popped up at -125. So if you're someone that goes specifically off the odds, that's looking really good. And then his head-to-head, this Portland team, he's gone under in both the games recently back in March and January. Obviously, teams change a bit, and this Portland team is definitely a whole lot different without Damian Lillard and everything like that. But still liking the chances here. Under in 70% of his last 20 games. In 2022 as a whole, he was under in 56% of these games. And Portland, I'm not even going to talk about this just because they're a totally different team. But he's also another big caveat for this one. He is questionable right now. He's questionable for rest purposes, which means if he is a go, looks like obviously Harden's already out. But if he is a go, he should be limited maybe a little bit. If they come out to get a big lead, they're 8-point favorites in this one. I think they're around 7.5-point favorites in this one. This is a team they should beat. A very young team. So if Embiid, if they find a lead and maybe they rest him throughout the game while he plays, that's another big plus for us. So Embiid under 10.5 is going to be our third play. And let's go to our fourth play, which is going to be Alperen Sengun. I told him I wouldn't disrespect him anymore. I'm not touching his points line, though. I'm going to go to his assists at 4.5. I'd call him Jokic light because he has kind of like similar post moves, and he's a distributing big for sure. But just in terms of the past few games, the 2 regular season games so far, he's gone for 6 and 7 assists, while scoring 25 points last time as well. So a guy that can score the ball while getting assists. And let's just open up his page and see his matchup here. So Sengun, let's just open up his page. We're going to assists. Another one that the EV's really liking. We got it at -115. You take out the sportsbook advantage and we're at -146. So really, really liking that. Last 10 games, he's looking really good. Last 20 games, I mean, it's about 50-50. And then head-to-head, he is looking like, again, a younger guy is playing more and more minutes. But the last time they played in the most recent time was back in February, where he had 8 assists against the Golden State. So I'm really liking his option, his potential for going over here. 4.5, seems like a solid line for him. But again, he can score while getting assists at the same time. So if he's not scoring, I think that even gives him a little bit more options to get over here as well. So Sengun, I told him I wouldn't disrespect him again, so we're going over his assist line today. Next up, I'm going to go to LeBron. 21.5. He's gotten 21 in both of the games so far this year. In terms of that minutes limit that he's had, he's coming off 3 days of rest. So if he's going to play a little bit more, it would probably be in a game that he's coming off a decent amount of rest. But 21.5, obviously LeBron is capable of scoring more than that, and he really likes playing Sacramento. So LeBron James, let's just open up his page. Let's just get to anything, and then we'll go to his points. Points against or the past few games, obviously some of these in the playoffs. But if we go to 2022 as a whole, over in 76% of those games, I think this line is so low because of that quote unquote minutes limit. He might only see 28 to 32 minutes is what they're saying. But the last game he played, he had 35 minutes. So we'll see how strictly they go for that minutes limit. And if we find this one in a close game, they are actually 2.5-point underdogs in this one against a good Sacramento team and a team that he really likes to play. So 6-6, he's gone over this very handily. He's actually scored 30 plus against this team the past 6 times he's played them. So I'm liking LeBron. They give up a lot of points. Should be a high-scoring game, and 21.5 for the GOAT is too little. So LeBron is going to be our 5th pick, and then last but not least, we're going to go back to Wembanyama. And when I'm looking at the board, I kind of have a first glance at the board. And when I see a line that I think that they can get the points by themselves, I really want to look at it. So what really stuck out to me was the 24.0 points and rebounds line. And that's going to be the one we're going for. 24.0 points and rebounds. We know he's a capable scorer. He's done this in, he's gotten over the 17.5 line in one of the 2 games so far. But this Dallas game, we know he had foul trouble. That's something he has to get, used to. And then going up against, Zubats and Mason Plumlee down in Los Angeles, I think, foul trouble shouldn't be too much of an issue. Those guys aren't very, big foul merchants. It's not like he's playing Embiid and, 100% be in foul trouble or something like that. So I'm liking Wembanyama to have, a decent amount of workload today. And 24.0, again, he can grab 10 plus rebounds. He can easily score 20 plus points is what he's shown so far in the season. But I will open up his page here. We can see the points and rebounds line for Wembanyama is at -120, so decent odds there as well. And again, the game that he had no limits restriction, playing 31 minutes, he got over this very easily. And in the game that he only played 23 minutes, he almost got there. So I think it's a solid Clippers matchup for him. Zubats isn't, the best defender in the league, and he's also not the best rebounder in the league. Very average center over there in LA. So I'm liking Wembanyama to round out our board. So let's go over the picks really quick. Giannis Antetokounmpo, we're going under his 6.0 assists. Chris Paul, we're going under his 13.5 points. Joel Embiid, we're going under his 10.5 rebounds. So tough to take unders, but they're all looking really good, and you can obviously decide if you want to take these plays or not. But I showed you the analysis behind them, and that's what we're ripping with for our first 3. Next 3, all overs. Sengun over 4.5 assists. LeBron James over 21.5 points, and Wembanyama over 24.0 rebounds and assists. So let's go ahead and lock that in and place the entry together. And hopefully we make a lot of money tonight. Definitely go check out the Sunday Night Football video if you haven't already for 2 more plays you can choose from. And that should do it. Hopefully we have some good NBA basketball tonight. Good NFL game. Not the best matchup over there. But that should do it. Hopefully we make some money tonight. Peace out.